Hi friends, it's Nancy and it's Tuesday. So I thought I'd just sort of bring you up to date on what I've been up to and maybe we just sit and craft a little bit. I did a little thrifting. I want to share that. But just to bring you back to the N is for nature. So I ended up making a total of 3 envelopes. I made a total of 3 big bigger pockets. This one's actually the biggest, and then these ones are slightly smaller. And then with the leftover bits, I guess I made 4. I don't know what I did. I guess I made 4. And then with the leftover bits, I made these smaller tuck spots. So, like maybe they go up in a top corner, or I could layer a small one on top of a big one, make a double tuck. And I've been having a really good time making this one. These sort of like specimens, I guess. So this is from the vintage photo album that I got, and I had used up all of the double picture ones, so now I'm working on the single picture ones and using smaller images. They're dusty because of the paper. I gotta do a little more work on them. I haven't finished the inking yet. But I just thought, oh, I'll come on and show you. Look at this one. Isn't that cute? I love that. Not all of them are butterflies, some are moths. So I've got a few more to go. So let me move those. I hit the mother lode on vintage fabric yesterday. So these, they look really fuzzy because I've washed everything and ironed everything. So these are arcs from a double wedding ring quilt pattern. These are blades from a Dresden plate. And these, I think these are also from double wedding ring. So these are definitely for double wedding ring. These ones I'm not quite sure what they're supposed to be. But anyway, I've got and these I believe are flower petals. So I got a load of those as well. That one has the cowboy on it. So the person who was making these quilt pieces, they had started to stitch together the blades of the fan. Look at this one. Isn't that nice? Oh, pardon me. I'm just choking. I like this green one too. So just pulled out a couple of interesting ones that I thought I'd share with you. So this one here, it has an airplane with double propellers and a big V and sorry, bombs bursting. So I would say this is definitely related to World War II. So that's the V for victory. Some are definitely feed sack. This one, for example. But some are older. Some kind of have a sort of 60s vibe to them. I just want to show you some of these patterns. So this one has little green butterflies on it. Red daisies. I thought that was really interesting. I think this is a feed sack as well. This one is just very pretty to me. I have a thing for pink and I have a thing for roses. This one's got orange and green and blue. This one I think is later, probably 60s. The pink tulips. This one, I don't know if the camera's going to capture it, but the background looks like crocheted lace with blue roses on it. This one has like raspberries. I just thought this one was kind of neat. And this final one has little pink kittens. So, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with all this, but it's clean and it's pressed and it's ready for action, should I come up with something brilliant. I also got, oh, I wanted to show you this. So in with all these quilt pieces, this was an applique pattern. It doesn't match any of the pieces though. And I just think this little angel cook is really cute. I'm thinking this is something Christmassy because this looks like evergreen, and here it says snowflakes. So this one is it's a Kodak, something about Kodak camera. And this is a wrapper for dressmaker shears for a pair of scissors. And here is a little needle book. So that was an extra bonus that I enjoyed. I also found these old bingo cards. And they're quite robust. The red ones are even thicker. And here's the call letters. They're wood, and they're sort of embossed, I guess. I don't know if they're all there or not. I'm not sure what I can do with them because they're really thick, but it might be worth it to drill a hole through them, maybe to use as a charm or something. If you have any ideas, please put them in the comments below. I also got some hand crocheted lace. So again, I've washed and pressed all of this. So this is just some narrower dark green. And I'm not sure what the lace was for, because it's longer than would have been on a pillowcase. Oh. This one has two pieces that look like this. It's not as fine as some crochets I've seen, and I'm wondering if it was a started project that never got finished. This one is a variegated yellow. But my favorite find was this. So this too is hand crocheted. There's quite a lot there, and it's beautiful. I have a couple other pieces, but I've shown you those before. It's just I didn't get around to washing, ironing, starching, and wrapping on card until today. So those are some of my finds. Ooh, I forgot this other thing. So I got this it has a snap on it, and the idea is that you know, your insurance agent would give you this. So it has all of these valuable papers in it. I got this at a thrift store, and it had all kinds of interesting documents in it that I'll tell you about. So, let's spend a couple minutes together. Just gonna grab some music over here. I don't mean music, I mean, I want to find some coffee dyed music. Maybe I've got some under here. Sounds like something I do. Oh, come on, Nance. Still looking. Oh my goodness. Ah, what could I have done with all my music? Well, hopefully I've got something down here I can use. Well, I can always use this old book, that's for sure. Oh, this is a good one. So, it has, it has really yellowed. Oh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? So it has really yellow. 1948 it says. Anyway, so let me tell you about these papers I got. So the first thing, well, when I bought it, the lady said to me, oh, in the one envelope there's some papers about some divorce papers. And I said, oh, well, all right. So I paid $4 at the thrift store. I thought, oh, for $4 I'll read some nonsense about somebody's divorce. And, oh, here's what I'm looking for. So I have a couple more of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 more of these. So I don't have any more of the background. This card that was the back of the photo album, or the piece in between the photo, the colored card. I don't have any more of that, but I've got some of this other stuff. I found this, actually, I was going through some scraps and I found this stack of card and I thought, hey, that looks about the right size. And it's a little off, but I can absolutely trim it down. But I don't like the color of it. What does this say? This card was created especially for you. I don't especially like the color of it, so I'm going to cover it in music. That looks awful boring. I find some exciting music. Dance of the Goldenrods, looking pretty exciting. Anyway, so I'm reading about this divorce, and the husband this was 1954, I'm guessing. So the husband was in the Navy, and he was stationed in Esquimalt, BC. So on the west coast of Canada. And he was on, I can't remember the name of the ship, but he was on a ship. So he wasn't like on the base or anything. He was definitely on a ship. Anyway, the wife of this couple was living in Montreal. And she was living with her mother and her sister in Montreal and their 1-year-old son. But for some reason, all of the divorce papers were filed in Ontario, which I thought was interesting, and I don't know why that would be. Unless, I'm not sure why that would be. Anyway, divorce was filed here in Ontario. And the wife wanted custody, which wouldn't have been very difficult for her to get in 1954. And had all of her financial declarations and everything. I think she had like less than $200 in the bank, I'm gonna say. And she was working as a secretary or a clerk in an office. And yeah, I didn't think that was gonna work. Let's cut that off. Where are my scissors at? Whoops. Anyway, so she was earning $35 a week as a clerk. And she was receiving $100 a month for child support from the sailor out in the Esquimalt. This is awful pretty too. And her net worth altogether was, I want to say, about $1,700. That was everything she had. Then, about 8 years later, there's another financial declaration, but it's for the same lady, but now she has a different name. She's remarried. And she is loaded. We're now in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. She had significant investments. So her liquid assets were huge. And I couldn't quite figure out why she was doing this financial declaration. I don't, maybe it was for another divorce. I don't know. It wasn't really clear what was going on. But what was really interesting to me was she had saved 3 letters from her mother. And I'm telling you, her mother was a piece of work. So what she said in the letter basically was the daughter, her name was Shirley. Daughter had remarried. I only had 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Felt like I had more. Oh yeah, I did. I have one more. Daughter Shirley had remarried, and mom did not like the new husband. And I guess mom and daughter had words, and the daughter was trying to make amends and saying, you know, let's let bygones be bygones and be friends and what have you. Well, mom, gosh, this is all very pretty. Mom writes her to say that she was very hurt by the suggestion that they could be friends. She's not her friend, she's her mother. And no, they couldn't let bygones be bygones. She hates husband, and didn't want to see him, and that Shirley shouldn't visit unless it's just her and the son. And then another letter again was going on about how much she didn't like the new husband, and there was actually an argument in the letter where the mother was reiterating an argument with the husband, and saying, you know, what an idiot he is. He said that 20 degrees Celsius was 60 degrees. Well, I looked it up and it's 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I thought, oh my gosh. So clearly Mom's got some issues too. And in the third letter, she's writing to say thank you for sending me a Christmas card or something. But if you're going to send me another card, leave his name off of it. So you're probably wondering what I'm doing now. I don't know if any of you caught Carol Law's video on the weekend where she was sort of using up her scraps to make like collage paper. Like she was making a roll. So I thought, hey, I'm gonna try that. I need something else, so don't I? Yeah, if you're going, she was sending a thank you letter for the Christmas gift, or, you know, what, or a letter or a card or something, I can't remember. But she said, don't bother sending me anything else unless you leave husband's name off of it. And there was another argument about she didn't like how new husband treated the grandson, the stepson. It would be the man's stepson. She didn't like that, and they were making plans to send him to a Boy Scout camp in England for the summer, and that she thought that was awful, and that if Shirley had just asked her, she would have gladly made arrangements to have the son for the summer. Yada 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 yada. And I think, so this is 1963 maybe. So the baby from the divorce that she wanted custody of, he would be probably about 10 at this point. Anyway, I just thought it was fascinating that someone would keep those things. Like there was no other letters in there. It was just these 3 letters from the mom. It's bizarre. Anyway, so I am going to continue working on this. 1, 2, where did I put them? Oh, there they are. They were hiding on me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, all that to say, drama is not a new thing. It's quite an old thing. But it really bothers me that at some point somebody decided to get rid of these letters. And I'm wondering if it was the son. You know, because he would be, okay, so if he was born in 53, he would be, let's do the math, he would be 67 now? Or he would be maybe turning 67 now. So he's, you know, if he's still living, he's definitely, you know, in the senior citizen realm. Or maybe something happened to him and this is all he had left of his family were these divorce records and bitter words between his grandmother, who he once lived with, and his mother. So I'm not sure what what the overall meaning to it all is for me. I guess part of it is, you know, if somebody reaches out to repair a damaged relationship, you know, we should appreciate it for what it is and not remain petty and small. I mean, it sounds like the relationship with Shirley and her mother was never the same. Even though at one time, you know, the mother was very supportive of Shirley and took her and the baby in when she was going through this divorce. But, yeah, she just did not. And another thing that she said in the letter was that, you know, the grandson is used to finer things, and that the new husband was denying him the life he had grown accustomed to, I guess. And that it wasn't right of him to do that, and that he was a lower class, I guess, is what she was trying to say, and that he just had no idea. All right, so I do need to trim these down a bit. Just very, very sad, anyway. Oh, I just found another piece of paper. I think that's probably a good lesson for all of us, you know? Somebody who is willing to make a gesture and apologize, accept the damn apology. Move on. Because you don't know 50 years later, 56 years later, how life is going to turn out. And yep, it's just really sad. Sad, sad, sad. Poor Shirley. I'm gonna have to take another look at that second financial disclosure. What I think I was looking at was records to settle the new husband's estate. It looks like he didn't live very long. So she might have been widowed and still hung on to that letter. Sad. Very sad. I'm just going to overlap that a bit. Anyway, so I haven't been doing too much in the way of crafting. I've been sitting on my butt just organizing things. I have a while ago now I got a big bag of strips of fabric, so I've been cutting those into, or sorry, I've been sewing those into ruffles and sewing them by hand. I'm not sure if it's the same way Gail Agostinelli was showing in the things you can do in front of the TV episode that she did not too long ago. Might have been. So I've been just mindlessly doing that and sitting in front of the TV watching reruns. I do need to do a couple things though. I want to do my next 3 and 30-minute challenge video. So the O is up next. Oh, I don't know if I did that right or not. I couldn't see. Let's try that again. Yeah, I want to do the next video. And I think I said that I'm not going to do O is for old supplies. I think I'm going to do O is for office supplies. These little windows are just a scrunch less than 4x6. Showed my husband these little butterfly specimens. He thought they were really great. He thought we could hang those on the wall. They were so cool. He's out tonight. He had an appointment. He had 2 appointments. He had to he had a piece of PA equipment that he had listed for sale on, I don't know, probably Facebook or Kijiji or something like that. And somebody in Dutton was interested. So he was supposed to go and meet this guy from Dutton at the halfway point. However, that was on the weekend. Well, that's fine. Did I already cut these ones? Might have already cut these ones. But the weather was so awful on Saturday, he did not go. So they made new plans to meet tonight. That's fine. So that's where he's gone. So I'm starting to think about supper. He had another appointment after his meetup with that guy, so I'm sure he'll get some dinner on his own at some point. I was in Cambridge, out of the office yesterday, meeting clients, getting them ready for their hearings today, and there's a little coffee shop near where I was meeting clients. And the soup of the day yesterday was split pea and ham. And I thought, oh, okay, I'll try that. And it was so good. I was back there today, and I went back in and I said, do you have any of that split pea left? yeah, sure, we got some in the fridge. And I said, okay, don't heat it up. I'll just take it cold. I'm going to take it home for my supper. And you know, everything always tastes better the second day. So I'm looking forward to that. This little coffee shop, ugh, the soup they make is fantastic. I had a lentil soup there a couple weeks ago that was out of this world. All right, now how am I going to do this? I still have some butterflies that I've already got cut out. I made this ruffle. I had a torn coffee filter and just glued it down to another strip of torn coffee filter. I thought that turned out neat, but I haven't done anything with it yet. Oh my gosh, I'm yawning my face off. I'm so tired. Some of the, yeah, some of these guys are too big. They won't fit. Yeah, I don't think I want to use these half ones, and I think all these ones were too big. Yeah. Yeah, even he was too big. I taped his name on the back so that I would have it for another time. I think you're gonna be okay. Sorry, I just knocked my cord. You I don't want. This one's slightly big. I don't think I want him either. Let's use something a little more colorful than that. So what was I saying? Oh, I was talking about soup. So that one I'm going to put at the middle line in that staff. This one I'm going to put just a little lower. Pretty sure I can find the center okay. Got glue boogers though. These are already, I already got the acetate in them. And I stitched around the windows, which I really like. But I have not inked my little guys here. And they need a little inking. Just take some of the shine off of them. Soon be tax season. Woo! Got my first tax form thing from the from my retirement savings plan. That came in today. I just get my nephew to do my taxes. I can't be bothered. All right. So this guy was on the top. And he was in the middle staff. This is wrong. Oh, that's good. And this one was just under it. Just where the C is. Whoop. I'm going to trim a little bit of this edge off. I find that the acetate isn't great at sticking. I mean, it's okay, but I'd rather have a paper on paper kind of a stick. The other day I was talking about my Crafty Crush Catherine. She has just achieved 500 subscribers and is hosting a little giveaway over on her channel. So if you haven't checked out Sunnyside Journals, go over and have a look so you can enter her 500 subscriber giveaway. Okay. Just a little narrow piece of the backing showing. Should trim it just a little less. Okay. So that's kind of different, isn't it? I will be stitching around that. Feeling a little disorganized. Where'd all my stuff go? That's upside down. And it looks like I need to trim just another smidger. Anyway, so that's what I've been up to, thinking about, dealing with. We were supposed to have a repeat snowstorm, but so far, I mean, it's been gray, but no snow so far. Now, I didn't say out loud what I was going to do. I'm probably going to forget. This guy, I think I remember. There. You know, I should be watching YouTube videos while my husband's not here. And then I can watch them on the big screen. Get all the details. Although he will watch them with me sometimes. He always watches Catherine's. When I got this this glue, I don't know, when was that, a month ago? No, it was just after Christmas, wasn't it? Which I guess it was a month ago. Yeah. I thought, oh, I better get a lot. So I actually got 2 big refill bottles. Oh no, you don't hardly use any glue at all. So I'm wondering if my glue is going to go bad. I'm worried about that. We'll do one more and then I'll call it a day because I need to figure out. Oh, this one I didn't trim. Or maybe this is a different size. Could be this is a different size. Yeah, it's a little narrower. Just gonna sort of mark it there and use my scissors. That's what the big plan is then for tonight. Pea soup and YouTube videos on the big screen. Oh, that sounds terrific. And I also have to find some more butterflies. Shouldn't be difficult. But they need to be fussy cut and they need to be the right size. Beautiful. Maybe I'll move this big one to the bottom where there's less music and this one to the top. Again, we're going for the middle staff, middle of the staff. This one's just under the D. If I'm getting this all wrong, that's entirely possible. Because I'm telling you, music lessons were a very, very long time ago for me. believe you me, I didn't pay too much attention when I was taking them, much to my regret. No, not D, because it's on the... It's on the bass clef, not the treble. Much to my regret, I would have liked to have be able to play music, but I was a rotten child. And music is so important for kids. My youngest is a musician. His first professional gig, I mean, he did a lot of amateur gigs, but his first professional gig, he was 15, and some out-of-town band needed a bass player. And somehow they got his name. I don't remember what happened to the bass player. Their bass player, but anyway. Somehow they got his name. Would he feel... No, they needed a drummer. That's it. His first professional gig. He was 15 and he was drumming. And his first instrument is bass. But he filled in for this out-of-town band. But because he was only 15... and the gig was in a tavern, I had to go to supervise my 15-year-old. He still, when he was in university, it was a good source of regular income for him, because he could you know, fill in for any band, and he was in a university town, and you know, didn't have to have a part-time job, because he could go and do, you know, 4 hours on a weekend and earn enough to keep him in craft dinner and so that was his income while he was in university. But he still plays. I don't go and see him because he mostly plays in Toronto and Hamilton areas. And that's just, music happens at night, and I'm not staying up that late. I'm not going that far. And so... Alright, so I still have, oh, I have 3! Oh my goodness. I still have 3. I thought I only had 2. Do I still have a piece of music that's going to fit, or did I use it up? More or less used it up, but I'm gonna do this. right, so we'll call it a night. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know it was kind of maybe a bit of a letdown because I didn't do anything too exciting. But we had a nice visit, got to see what I thrifted, and yeah. If you have any ideas for those bingo chip call letter things, leave me a comment below because I've lost the pin for my glue. Am I looking at it? I'm probably looking at it. Yeah, leave me, oh there it is. Leave me a comment below because I'm really interested in trying to make some sort of use of them. Anyway, so thanks so much. We'll talk to you again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.